Well, hello everybody. This is Tanya, broadcasting for the very first time from Alabama. We just finished doing the Stamp Away show in Ohio, and I had a lot of people who could not attend ask me about one of the booth projects that we did. This is our Lighthouse with Whimsical Cloud Kit, and due to popular demand, we have created the kit, and it is now available for sale on our website, which is www.peddlersden.com. The finished card is going to look something like this. We are using a different base paper, so the colors will be a little bit different, but this is a seriously easy project. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to use our stamping platform to stamp a couple of images on our overlays. So when you use the platforms, you butt your paper up to the corner here, and we're using the Peddlers Den Grip It to hold our rubber to the platform. And I am going to close the platform. I'm going to press, and we're going to see what we have. So see how it's a little bit weak here. Now, it probably was inked sufficiently. I probably just didn't press it sufficiently. But we're going to come back, and we're going to close it one more time. I'm going to make sure that I put a little bit of pressure here. Oh, it moved a little bit. Because of that, I'm going to flip this over and we're going to do it again. That's one thing, when you open up your platform, you want to make sure that the paper did not move. That's the beauty of a platform. There are many available. This is the one that we sell. It is not on our website. Our licensing agreement does not allow us to put it on our website. But there you have it, so I'm going to set that aside now. I keep a piece of paper in here if I'm not going to take the stamps out. That way I don't get ink all over the base of my platform. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp the lighthouse on the panel that will mount behind our overlay. So we're going to take our lighthouse, and I'm going to ink it up with black ink. I'm using Memories Black. We believe that for the papers that we use, the Memories Black is one of the most rich, blackest blacks. And we're going to stamp this approximately in the middle of that stamping panel that will eventually be mounted behind the window of the overlay. And there we have it. And we're going to set this aside to dry. We're going to go back to our overlay, and we are going to stencil some whimsical clouds. We have multiple cloud stencil sets. Our Whimsical Clouds is a bit more, I call it loopy, than our more realistic clouds. I'm not sure if you can see this, but it's just kind of some easy loopy clouds. Our Cloud Trio is what we use when we really want some realistic looking clouds. But for some fast and easy clouds that look nice, but they're not terribly time consuming, the Whimsical Clouds are nice. We like to use our synthetic sponges. These come in a round circle, and we cut them into 6 pie-shaped wedges. We use these for pretty much all of our stenciling. If you don't have these, you probably can use daubers, or there's probably other tools that you can use. Now I want you to notice that the corner of the stencil is actually off of my paper. You don't want to get that corner in the middle of your clouds because in real life clouds don't have corners. So I'm going to pick up just a little bit of ink, and because we're doing whimsical, I'm just going to kind of dust this. I'm not getting crazy. I'm just kind of dusting this across. And you can dust this way and this way if you want. And when you move this, you can see that you're beginning to get some really cool cloud patterns. Now I like to make my cloud patterns different angles and different patterns. They don't need to line up, and in fact they probably shouldn't line up. So again, I've avoided the corner. I don't want all my clouds to look exactly the same. And every time you do this, it's going to look a little different, which is the way it ought to be. This is, after all, art, and yours should look different than the person sitting next to you. And indeed, each time you did it, because it's an original, one-of-a-kind piece of artwork, it should look different. I think I'm going to do a little bit of a angle here. And like I said, every time that I do this, they look a little bit different. But the goal is to make it look like you've got just light wispy clouds floating across the sky. Sometimes my clouds are close together, sometimes they're farther apart. When I'm using my cloud trio, I will use 2 or 3 shades of blue to get some really nice values going on. You can really get carried away with this, and many times I do, and I like that. But we don't want that to happen every time. And for the purposes of something like this, we're trying to be quick and easy. We don't want to spend years on this. If you needed to make a lot of cards, this is a way of doing it. With the platform and with the stencils, you can make a lot of cards quick, and they look really nice. So we're almost done here with our clouds. How much is enough is really up to the artist. But I'm thinking that looks pretty nice. I hope you can see that. That was our robin's egg blue. Now we're going to add the water. You can use the same blue for your water as the clouds. In this case, we didn't. In this case, we used the Yorktown blue for our water pattern. We have our wide water, our favorite wide water pattern here. We're going to ink it up with the Yorktown blue. And this is wide enough that you can stamp all the way across the card. You always want to press firmly, straight down, without rocking. And then I'm going to ink it up again. we are going to match this up a little bit. When you try to do this, it's usually good to try to overlap slightly. You don't really want to avoid them between your images. Now, you can see on the ends it's a little bit loose. I'm not going to worry about that because we're going to be adding cattails. But this stamp is jagged enough that if it was a problem, you can re-ink and you can just come in and add a little bit of water there. We're going to move on to our cattails. Our line has, I believe, 3 different cattail images in it, and you can use any of them. They will all work. Or you can mix and match, and you can use several of them. Now I need to make sure that my cattails is inked properly. So I'm going to try it out here on my practice paper. And that looks pretty good. So we're going to ink it up again. And I like my cattails to be various heights. So I start with it a little bit tall, and see, you can't even see that water now. And then I'm going to come back, and this time I'm going to overlap, and I'm going to make the next set of cattails shorter. Now you can have as many cattails going across your card as you want. Let's go tall over here again. And if you don't have cattails, you can use reeds or whatever you want, but it's nice to add something to help frame it out. That's pretty good. How much is enough? That's different for each individual artist. If you're doing this at home, you can add a lot more if you want. You can absolutely color your lighthouse if you want. For the purposes of our booth make and take, we did not. So this is going to fit right behind this. And you can line it up any way you want. I always try to line it up so that the water and the land are close. This is not something that is real critical. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to put adhesive around the window. And of course, your assembly, there's different ways of assembling things. Different people will do it differently. I find this to be pretty easy. And now, since this is larger than the window, I can bring this around. And I can line that up, and we're good. Now I'm going to come back, and I'm going to add adhesive out here. And we're going to take our card base. And for any card, you always want to make sure that you're mounting it the way you want. This one you could mount like this, or you could mount like this, depending on which way you want it to open. Since it is a square card, either one will work. And there we have it. So I hope you've enjoyed spending this time with me. I hope that you'll visit our website. Once again, it is www.peddlersden.com. I'm Tanya Weekly, and have a great day.